So hello and welcome to episode 4 or 5?
4.
4.
I think 4.
Episode 4 of our podcast. I'm Billy.
I'm Greg.
And I'm Brandon.
So usual setup. So we've all brought something to talk about. So who would like to go first?
You will.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
So that's my phone. This is slightly similar to what Brandon has just mentioned to me, but it's not. So it's favourite like shit moments from video games. So like
Shit
moments that were so bad or so terrible that they're actually quite good. So my personal
in
one,
what sense, like cheese, or just
Like,
because of what
bit-
happens in the story?
bit of cheese, love a bit of cheese. But my personal one would be press X to Jason. Because you spend, like from Heavy Rain, because you spend 5-6 minutes running around a shopping mall. Jason.
Well, I showed you it the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
Sean
that's-
one as well. That was from Heavy
that
Rain
was
as well.
Sean, yeah.
But it's from Heavy Rain again. Sean.
See, I've never played that game, but just because of the amount that I've seen that on the internet and stuff.
Yeah, I've
like,
never played it either.
You should know it is one of those ridiculous moments. It's the fact that I don't know if it was a bug in someone else's game, but they was doing it and it was like mid-conversation, someone's having a serious conversation. He's just sat there going, John.
But yeah, that would be my personal one that I'd put forward for that. You know, best shit moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think I put the general AI from Far Cry 3. It was one of the most awful AIs I've ever seen from a video. So
You've
bad.
not played Far Cry 2.
No, I haven't. But
Far Cry 2, they were just ram
it was
raiding.
just like you put an explosive down before they drive, and they would just drive straight into it. And you drive the car into the water, and they just be like, and just die. It's like you live on an island, you learn not to swim.
That's a good point. Favourite moments from video games. I think my one is like the reason I would go for this as being my favourite shit moment is not necessarily because it was like poor. It was just the fact that it was so obvious it was going to happen. It was almost like eye-rollingly typical. So there's a game called The Saboteur. It's set in German-occupied France German-occupied Paris and surrounding areas, if you want to get technical. And
I want to get serious about this.
at the end of the game, you go to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Hey, typical. And at this point, the Eiffel Tower might as well be known as the Death Star because there are so many Nazis upon it, and there's so many guns upon it as well. And basically, you climb right to the top where there is a massive Nazi dinner party going on, and you kill the main bad guy. So it looks awesome because it's that sort of shocking factor of the typical French icon almost. But the fact that it was right at the end of the game, it was like, typical.
I think in terms of games that have, like, you know, shit moments, in inverted commas, most games have them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you think of one game, like, you know, I've just finished playing God of War, and even the boy got a bit repetitive
But is that
after a
just
while.
purely because of the fact that you've seen so much about it on the internet? Do you reckon that if you played it without looking
No,
at
but it was
anything
funny to
regarding-
start
It was funny to start with because it was like, come here, boy.
Because we were all there when you started playing it,
Yeah.
and we were all laughing at the boy thing. Boy.
But then after a while, like, you know, Atreus wouldn't follow sometimes. You'd press circle to initiate a quick time or a cutscene, and it would be, boy, to me. And it just happens every time.
So it's just like a case of they had to recycle dialogue, and it was.
I think the recycled dialogues are constant. Not issue,
Well, that's
but
the problem with like any open world style game.
again, going back to Skyrim.
Skyrim, Fallout, GTA as well to some extent, or going back as far as the other day because I just remember it from my childhood. Simpsons Hit and Run. How would you like a
Yeah.
newspaper upside your head?
The fact that you remembered that's ridiculous. Okay, so that's me. Who'd like to go next? Greg?
Mine? Yeah, I can go next. So mine's football based. As we know, the season has ended. end of season awards, our own little end of season. So we can do Manager of the Year, Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, and Most Improved Player.
Is this just Premier League, or are we
yeah.
letting this go to
I think we can say Premier League.
just Premier League?
That's
You've
fine,
watched enough
because I
Premier
already know who I'm going to pick. If I may pick Premier League Player of the Year, that is.
Yeah.
May I pick Mohamed Salah just because of the fact that he's just been blinded?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be mad to pick anyone else.
I mean, that's who I was going to go for.
Yeah, that's what I'd have gone for as well.
Okay.
That's
go-
that done then.
To do what he's done in one
first
season,
season as
like
well.
32 Premier League goals in a season. What was it, 43
Yeah, something like that.
overall?
It's an unbelievable goal haul, but it's not. I know that we're saying it's just about the Premier League, but it's just about the fact that it's not just necessarily against Premier League sides. He's proved that he can do it in Europe as well. I mean, he sort of dropped off right at the very end with goal scoring for
His
1 or 2
longest drought
games.
without goals was 2 games.
Exactly. It's just like he's just so clinical.
If he hadn't
But
scored
you put
against
him in his
Brighton, he
squad.
would have gone out with 3 games without a goal, and that would have been long for him.
What's up next?
Manager.
I'm going to say a controversial one here. I would say obviously Pep Guardiola would be one of the decisions just because of what he's done.
He won Manager of the Year.
He won the
did.
League Managers Association award yesterday.
And I hate myself for saying this, but also I think it not necessarily his Manager of the Year winning, but just because of what he did at the club. Roy Hodgson at Crystal Palace.
Ooh.
He did a good job.
I know he did, but I'm just saying.
I know it's
He made
like I say,
Palace.
it's not Premier League Manager of the Year winning, and I actually feel a little bit disgusting now that I've said that. But it is.
To be fair,
marvellous what he
they
did
lost
with
their
that.
first 7 games or something.
Yeah, they didn't score in their first
And
9.
Yeah,
or
but that
something
wasn't with
stupid.
him. That was with.
That was with
Frank
the
de
Boer.
Boer.
Yeah, but the fact that he came from that and then got him to 11th.
Yeah, so he's done a
pretty well.
remarkable job. And to be honest, I feel like sometimes managers near the foot of the table. Obviously, Darren Moore, he got Manager of the Month when he first took over at West Brom. I remember.
No, he got Manager of the Month.
Manager of the month for April,
That's okay.
because
so-
they beat United, they beat Newcastle, they came from 2 goals
so
down against
I
Liverpool.
think it's always refreshing when you see someone near the foot of the table getting Manager of the Month, or well, I don't think it's ever been given to Manager of the Year for someone at the foot of the table because it's just not something to celebrate. But no, I do think sometimes it's a little bit overlooked.
I mean, it's not foot of the table, but it's not by no means, top 4.
Oh no!
But
Yeah,
I'd
I was
give
talking
it-
about West Brom, Crystal Palace. I
Yeah.
feel like when they finished the way they did, like I think any Crystal Palace fan would have taken that after 7 games at the start of the Premier League
I
season.
think they take it normally.
I'm taking
Exactly.
normally. But the manager I put forward would be Sean Dyche at Burnley,
Me too.
Yeah, also
Me
a
too.
great shout.
because if someone had said to you at the start of the season, "Oh yeah, Burnley, Europa League football," you'd have slapped him in the face.
I'd have wanted it because I like Burnley and I like what Sean Dyche is doing at Burnley.
I think the important thing is now that he stays at Burnley.
Yeah, if he gets a job offer coming in from, I don't know, there's a lot of talk that some people sort of want him at Arsenal. I don't think he can necessarily do it there. I feel like
Just
it's the
need to
complete wrong team.
See what you can do at Burnley. to be
Yeah,
honest, 'cause-
yeah.
Well, they're going to struggle a lot more next season with European football.
Exactly. You'd be surprised what that can do to teams.
Well, look at Everton
exactly.
at the start of the
And
season.
Swansea.
But that's the thing, they
Oh no, wait. Sorry, Swansea. Just because Swansea got it a couple of years back.
Yeah. they
Not
finished
this season.
7th with 36 goals scored.
It's horrendous, isn't it?
I would have put them to finish just above the relegation zone.
Yeah, you'd have put them bottom half,
Definitely
maybe
bottom
top
half.
10 at a push.
Yeah.
Where is, as a side note, where's what's his face at now? Dutch bloke who managed him beforehand. I've forgotten his name. Plays for Barcelona, centre back.
Who are we talking
Everton.
about? Oh, Ronald Koeman.
Yeah, good.
He's-
He's a defender. He was a defender.
He's the Holland
He's
manager.
he's the Netherlands manager,
Netherlands manager.
Oh,
and
he's
that's
Netherlands,
and that's gone really well.
That's gone, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would have put the same. Sean
Yeah,
Dyche.
Sean Dyche forward.
I think he's done too well to not be noticed.
Yeah, I could go with that as well.
Young Player of the Year. Personal choice, Leroy Sané. I think he's
I
just
don't
been
have any
absolutely
I don't have
blinding.
any arguments with that.
absolute blinding for City this season. Scored loads, assists loads, just made them the title-winning team that they are.
I mean, you know, it hurts me to say it, but yeah,
Yeah.
Leroy Sané as well.
Can't think of many that come.
I mean, I would put forward Alexander Arnold
Yeah.
because he's like what 19.
19. Yeah. I think if we win the Champions League, I think it'll be much. But it's Premier League, isn't it? So
Yeah, which is why Klopp isn't that.
yeah.
I'm trying to.
No, I've
think
said it to you before.
whether or not. Obviously, he would never fit into the Young Player of the Year. But just as a side note, whether because I don't think he could make it into Most Improved Player because he is usually quite a consistent player anyway. But James Milner should be given an award as well for what he's done. I feel like he's.
He would be most consistent.
Yeah, I feel like
Definitely.
if that was an award, he would win that. I was just thinking though, like, could he be considered Most Improved Player? Because, like I say, he is usually quite solid, but this season he's just had such a great season.
He's always been consistent, but I think he's been played a lot more this season.
Yeah.
He's top highest assist in the Champions League ever. Yeah, that's quite a good.
Look at me on bigging up Palace players, bigging up Palace managers. Sorry, and I'm bigging up Liverpool players. What is going on?
Most improved.
That's a tough one. Any suggestions from you first?
Raheem Sterling. I don't know. I dislike him.
Yeah,
what,
so
what
do
happened
I.
at Liverpool?
I really
but
can't stand Raheem Sterling.
he was average
He's
last season.
He's had a great
and
start.
he's
He's had a
scored
great season. Yeah.
like 24, 23 goals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just like it's been
I mean,
blinded.
the only thing some people may argue with that is, I'd sometimes disagree because you still need that clinical touch. You could argue that anyone could do it with the team that he's playing in.
But he has scored. Like,
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, you've got to have some clinicality to be able to finish still. It's not always about the build-up play. It is sometimes getting past the keeper, and some of the keepers that we've seen in the Premier League this season have been incredible. I think goalkeeping's definitely gotten better. When you look back at some of the older videos, you see keepers letting in absolute dribblers, but in the last few seasons we've seen some incredible saves. So, and that's across the world actually as well. The standard of goalkeeping overall has just improved dramatically.
Just quick before we move on to the other choice, because my most improved would be.
that is the last. this
Well, yeah,
is the
my
last-
most improved would be Jesse Lingard,
Yeah.
and you can hammer me for bias all you like, but he's been
He's been a better player this season.
one of our best players this season. But going back to goalkeepers, who would you put forward
For goalkeeper of the year
for best goalkeeper
best
in the
goalkeeper.
world?
in the world.
Because I know who I'd put forward straight away.
I don't know who you put forward, and I agree with it.
I think I'd have to put De Gea forward.
David De Gea.
Yeah, David
Does
De Gea.
hurt me.
You know, and we can have the argument about Manuel Neuer, but
He's been injured the entire season, hasn't he?
this season, definitely,
He'll still go to the
De
World
Gea.
Cup though, won't he, Neuer?
of course,
You know
he
he's
will.
been injured, me.
He's back in. I think he's back in full training.
How long have we got left? 7 minutes. Okay,
Ish.
that's good.
Got 7 minutes
Anyone
left.
else want to talk about Premier League football in general?
I mean, I'm trying to see what the England team
I mean, we
is.
could say
but-
team of the year, but that's just City, isn't it, all round?
And David De Gea.
No, team of the
Yeah.
Oh, the best team.
actual,
Oh,
actual
okay.
best club of the year is Man City.
Seeing as though we're
100 points in the Premier League.
If we
It's
have
mad.
to, if we have to pick one.
100 points. They've, you know, got the goals record as well.
I'm just thinking, seeing as though you're trying to cut the England squad for what's going to the World Cup, I think we should talk about the World Cup a tad. But let's try and not talk about England.
Yes, I can do that.
Who do we think, realistically, is going to win the World Cup? Because I remember speaking to one of you two yesterday, and you said France are in with a chance.
That was me. France.
I agree.
Every day of the week.
And I think we could see some really exciting semi-finals and final. I said, and I know we're not going to talk about England, but I said if England were to make it to the quarterfinals, I would be ecstatic and I would not moan at all. And that is something I will stick by. If we make it to the quarterfinals, I will not moan at all. I feel like we should be getting out of our group. Who do Tunisia really have?
I honestly wouldn't know.
There we go.
No, no idea.
Belgium, strong
Belgium
side,
are winning that group,
strong
hands
side,
down.
but are they a
Belgium
team of
are
individuals?
Belgium are a hit and miss.
Well, yeah, they're a team
I
of
can see them
individual
coming
stars.
I can see them just getting through the groups or absolutely dominating every game and winning.
I can see them absolutely dominating because, you know, Roberto Martinez, as bad as he did at Everton, he's a good manager.
Was Thierry Henry's
Thierry
assistant,
Henry's
right?
assistant manager.
Yeah.
I'm ever so slightly fearful that we could end up slipping up against Panama for some reason. I
I'd
don't
love
know
that.
why.
We get like a 0-0 draw.
I
in that
really
game,
would love. I
mustn't we?
really would love that.
Why?
Sorry, just because Northern Ireland.
No,
didn't make
it's
it
not
to the
just
World
because of
Cup.
that. It's because
Oh, yeah,
every
yeah.
year the media and all the England fans, they go, "Oh, this is our year." I give it another, because what was it, like
I don't
20,
say that anymore.
28 days till the World Cup starts. Give it another 8 days before Three Lions starts being played.
I've never said we're going to win the World
No,
Cup.
nor did
We're
I.
gonna-
That's why this season and you even said that it's a small mentality from you.
So
And I
it's
said,
the same as you when I said, "Oh, look, you can tell you support Charlton because you'd be happy with a quarter final."
yeah, but if
Not
we,
even
if
winning
we
the
if we
quarterfinals.
take a youngish squad, which is what we're rumoured to do,
We
with
have
the
to.
exception
We
of
haven't
some
got
players.
much.
When we started playing those friendly games again, sorry, I know we're not talking about England, and I've drifted on to talking about it. It's difficult not to. But when we played those preliminary games against Germany, and was it who else did we play in that friendly section?
Italy.
Germany and Italy. We looked relatively okay, and that was quite a young squad. And you know, if we was to get them any experience at getting to the nitty gritty stages, I think that could prove really good for future England squads. But trying to just drag the conversation away from England,
See, I think Spain might struggle
I think they will
Because-
too. Everyone's sort of saying they're going to do it this year, but
because defence-wise, they've got De Gea in goal,
yeah,
Carvajal, Jordi Alba, Ramos, and Piqué.
Hmm.
Arguably
a
one of the
solid
best
back line,
best
yeah.
back fives going to the World Cup. Midfield-wise, we've not got Iniesta anymore,
David Silva.
but they've got David Silva, Saul from Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Koke.
Maybe Koke. I
Maybe.
don't know, but their front line,
Diego Costa.
Diego Costa, maybe if he's on having a good day. But I don't think they've got that much up front.
I don't necessarily think it's the case if they'll struggle. I feel as though they just won't be playing that brand of beautiful football just because of the. Or you might see some good midfield passing, and obviously the defence is going to stand strong. But like you say, I agree. I don't think they've got much going forward, so I don't think it's going to be goal scoring Spain. I feel like it might be
Scraping through.
Spain passing round beautifully, scoring a goal in like the 60th, and then that just being defensive duty. Then I can sort of understand that. I see where you're coming from. Yeah. Any outside?
I think. I know
Outsiders?
they've been like crap in their last World Cups, but Argentina, they just not crap, but they
Do
haven't.
you know what?
They
I could
haven't,
actually class them as
um,
outsiders just because
yeah.
of the fact that they have been so. Well, not
They just
so
never
poor,
win
but
it.
they've just been poor when you look at the side that they've been playing.
But they've got. I saw their attacking line the other day. It was Messi, Aguero, Di Maria.
See, that
That's
should
like-
that should.
But
be,
that's
like,
that's the thing. Like they
brilliant
can
teams as
afford to bring on Higuain, Dybala.
Exactly.
It's
They should be doing like
They should be.
amazingly well, but
Well, I've read. Must have been about a year ago now. There was an interesting report, and I can't remember who put it up. It might have been Bleacher Report, but they, instead of just looking at it from like a statistical point of view, they just looked at it from how fans saw it, and a lot of the Argentina fans were saying like this 2018 World Cup that's coming up now is like Messi's last chance to prove himself. He's proved himself at Barcelona, but Argentina fans aren't convinced because he's just not done enough for.
he does do well. It's just the whole team doesn't do right because he got
I
World
know,
Cup
but
player
it's
of
like
the year.
when you've got
He got player of the tournament.
when
last-
you've got history like Diego Maradona, who essentially was like the Messi of the 70s and 80s. I think that they're expecting a ruthless side quite like that, and I don't think it's happened under Messi. So everyone they see the whole world, especially in Europe, going, "Oh, Lionel Messi is the greatest player that's ever walked the earth" and stuff like that. But they've not seen materialise in the same way that it might have done under Maradona. So I sort of understand where they're coming from. Personally, I feel as though Germany could win it.
Okay, so
I'm not saying they're outsiders, but I feel as though they could win it.
okay, so we've reached our time limit, 20 minutes. Quickly before we finish, Brandon, you pick for the World Cup.
To win it, Germany.
Greg,
France.
and I'll go France as well. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week with more football talk and possibly some more video game talk as well.
Yeah.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.